You're listening to the Becoming ZESTY podcast. We are Megan and Dr. Alex, and we're so happy that you're here.
We are passionate about accelerated transformation, yours, ours, and the collective.
Personal and professional for coaches, practitioners, and leaders of all kinds.
Between the two of us, we seem to have done things the painful way. So let our pitfalls become your stepping stones. We are not afraid to share our raw and vulnerable truths in order to help you transform your thinking, your body, your heart, and your soul.
Combining over 15 years of functional medicine with brain-based habit change to lead you to create the life of your dreams, supporting yourself through all four bodies, physical, mental, emotional, and energetic, every step of the way.
We are transformation accelerators, wholeness cultivators, empowerment experts, speakers, authors, mentors, and change makers for a more loving world. By combining Dr. Alex's MD experiences
with Megan's mindset magic, we've helped hundreds of thousands of people transform their lives, and we can help you too. If you're ready to accelerate your transformation and have so much fun doing it, then stick around. We've got you covered. Quick reminder, this information is not meant to diagnose, manage, or treat disease. Always consult with your doctor, not this doctor, before making changes. Now let's get into today's episode. Hello, Alex here with you. Welcome to the Becoming ZESTY podcast. Super glad that you are here. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for listening along. Today, I'm going to be talking about being busy, which I'm sure everybody here can relate to. Also, I wanted to invite you to a class that we are putting on. So in November, we will pop a link in the show notes and be telling you about it more as it unfolds. But November 14th, we are going to be doing a business class, and it is specifically on the topic of, let's just see if you relate to any of these experiences where you're like, really, I want to grow. I'm here to do something big in the world. I want to have all these things. And then when it comes time to put yourself out there, like reach out to somebody or do a pitch or do a sales call or write a post, it's like, ooh, and the fear gets really high. And then you end up kind of feeling a little split. No matter what happens after that, you probably can relate to that. Or part of me really wants to be close to this person. I want to open up, but oh gosh, so it feels really scary. So if you relate to any of those scenarios or anything related, this class is for you. So check that out and keep an eye out for the 14th and more info coming about that. All right, so let's talk about being too busy. Now, this is something that is like a duh kind of topic, right? In our world, everybody's really busy, and by and large, we spend more of the time arguing about what to fill the time with, right? Like, what do successful people do? What do effective people do? What do lazy people do? And we kind of look at the behaviors a lot and then say, this is a good behavior, this is a bad behavior. Now, obviously, Megan and I have a very different stance on it in that leaders choose what they do, right? They choose what their time and energy is used for, where they are headed, what they are working on. All of that stuff for leaders becomes a completely different conversation, right? So for a leader to be busy, cool, there can be lots to do and as in actions to take that accomplish something. But busyness, as one of our good mentors, Jim Fortin, used to always say, overwhelm is busyness without prioritization. And to us, that essentially, that statement gets at the heart of what it is. For leaders, busyness really comes back to priorities. And what was cool was I was just out and about in life, and I overheard a conversation, and I heard someone say, it was two friends, and this was just at a store. I don't know these people, but I heard them talking, and one of the ladies was talking about working out and how she didn't have time. And then she paused and she said, "Oh, well, it's I'm not too busy. It's just not a priority. And I don't like that," is what she said. And it actually took me a second to kind of click into what she was saying, but I was like, I wonder what would happen if we kind of use the exercise of saying, instead of "I'm too busy for," and then fill in the blank, saying "it's not a priority to" fill in the blank with the exact same stuff. And so when I did it, right, "it's not a priority, I'm too busy to exercise," honestly, that sounds very valid in my head, just knowing what my life looks like. When I say "it's not a priority for me to exercise," I'm like, wait, that's true, right? So what is this kind of thing doing? One, people use it to beat themselves up all the time, and that's not even close to the point of this, right? The whole point of swapping out wording like this, which is really why Megan and I love teaching NLP and hypnosis and all that stuff that we certify people with in the certifications with, is that what it does is highlight something that you think, right? Just a piece of awareness that you hold, and shifting the spotlight from one area to another, because "I'm too busy" spotlights the busyness outside of you. "It's not a priority to" fill in the blanks puts the spotlight back where it belongs. Now, it may still be, what's interesting is that I use that example. If it's not a priority for me to exercise is not a true statement for me. What is a true statement for me is it's not a high priority right now in this season of life to exercise. Keep modifying it. That I'm like, oh, interesting. Now that becomes a lot more accurate and a lot more clear and a lot more empowering, right? For me to acknowledge that something is normally higher on my priorities, but other things that are more important have superseded that for this season, and it's not coming from a lack of awareness or I'm just being lazy, or I just forgot to think about it, or I don't care about it, right? And once I started layering that out, I realized the value of doing this almost as an exercise for ourselves, right? What does it tell us about ourselves when we have a response like that, right? For me to say it's not a priority for me to exercise, the way I felt, the that I had when I tried that on as as the exercise, as an example, all of a sudden, that feeling, right, the emotional response that I had that said, I don't like that statement now, I like that a lot less, is actually telling me what? It's telling me something super important. It's actually highlighting how much I believe, whether I focus on it or not, that it is true that movement in some way is a priority for me. So when Megan and I talk about using the emotional compass, this is really where we value and honor and respect the quote negative emotions just as much as the positive. Now, we all want to feel good, but really, if emotions are a way to orient ourselves and they are the compass that we use, the fact that I didn't like that statement said that there was some discrepancy there. And so for me to have a better understanding of other things are more important to me in this season of life right now, and I am acknowledging that, and that feels good. Like, and the opposite, that one felt good to be like, this is not a personality thing, right? Like, I normally do more focused movement, as in like that is the goal, but these days, because of other things going on, it's more movement within functionality. I'm like, I'll walk there, I'll carry this, I'll do this, right? It's still active, but then it allows me to say, this is a choice that I'm making, and if that's a choice that I'm making, are there other ways that I can find movement and activity within the things that I am prioritizing in this season of life? And when I did that, all these options came out, right? I can be returning phone calls, take a walk around the block. I can be folding laundry and do squats while I'm doing that. I mean, there's really so many ways that I can find it that doesn't involve me feeling bad about the past, being anxious if I'm going to follow through on my future. In this thing that I'm describing, none of that was necessary. It went all around there. So, and I thought, wow, there's so many times I could use this, right? And there's so many things that people are doing that are making themselves feel really pretty crummy about themselves and how it is. And even when something is bringing awareness, but then we don't like it, if we say, oh, because I don't like it, it's bad, we once again get ourselves a little bit off path. So with this, this is really an experiential kind of thing, right? The thinking about this probably won't change your life in any way, but actually doing this as an exercise and really actually taking it seriously, why don't I try out some of these statements, swapping I'm too busy for it's not a priority, without necessarily feeling like that statement then has to be 100% true, but instead of jumping to that and making it true, saying my emotional responses, what does it tell me? How can I work with that? What do I want instead? How can I modify this so that I do like it? And then finding ways to acknowledge whatever it is and give yourself more of it. If you realize that something's important to you, how can you account for it more? How can it have more of a presence? And maybe it's as simple as I have a vision board that I made in Canva for free that's just going to remind me of that, right? There's no outwardly action. That's not the season, but here it is. The priority is still here and it is represented in my world, in my life. And I have a way to remember and keep it top of mind that this is something I want to come back to, right? This allows us to treat ourselves with so much more compassion, gentleness, and honestly, just more care, because we can't do everything. I mean, just because we think something is a priority does not mean that we can account for it today in this moment right now in exactly the way that we want to. So given that that's the case, right, we need to be able to think with ourselves, talk to ourselves, and negotiate with our own parts to come up with something that's really going to feel better in the moment and work for us better long term in terms of outcomes, right? Feelings first, they matter, but then outcomes, getting what you want, you deserve to have it, and getting results matters. It's not just would be nice or some people get results. No, we all deserve results, and as leaders, we get results, right? We fight to get the results that we are after, and we don't give up until we do. So try that out. I'd love to hear from you. Check us out. There's Becoming Zesty on Instagram. You can shoot us a DM there, and also support@becomingzesty.com is our email. Shoot us an email, because any stories or firsthand accounts or questions that you send in, really meaningful to me. I really love continuing to build on content as you all apply it, and certainly even some of you being willing to share what happened, what you ran up against, what questions you have, helps all of us get the help that we need, get the support, and all work together. All right, that's it for today. I'm sending you lots of love. Have a great day. I'll catch you next time.
Thanks for coming to hang out with us on the podcast. It is our goal to lead others through accelerated transformation that takes all parts of ourselves into account. And we need your help. We need your help to get the word out. At almost 2 million downloads and quickly heading to 3, we know that as this podcast grows, we're going to be able to reach more and more people and help them learn how all 4 bodies, physical, mental, emotional, and energetic, work so they feel empowered to be, do, and have whatever they want in life.
If you find this podcast helpful, please take a moment to text 5 friends you think might benefit and leave us a review. It means so much to share this work that has transformed our lives with others. We appreciate your help so much and can't wait to see you next time.